John, thanks very much for coming on the program tonight, sir. Good talking to you.
Good talking to you. Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. After I read your piece at Big Hollywood yesterday about Aaron Sorkin's unhinged rant over Sarah Palin and hunting in general, I knew we had to talk with you about this because this is, I mean, you are watching what's going on in Hollywood every day, but even with all the crazy that takes place in Tinseltown, this was a special kind of nuttiness we saw in the Huffington Post yesterday.
Yeah, it was Sorkin wanted to lash out at Sarah Palin, and what he ended up doing was lashing out at every hunter in America, every hunter in the world, anyone who ever hunted and relished the sport. And I'm not a hunter, but you can obviously relish the sport without being cruel or torturing animals or approaching anything like that one-time monster, Michael Vick, who obviously has served his time, to those torturing those dogs. It's night and day. It's like comparing an Uzi to a banana, and he's totally out of line and insulting, and he's a cultural bigot.
You know, a cultural bigot is a very good way to describe him because he admits, look, I eat meat, I wear leather, PETA's not going to call me a spokesman for them anytime soon, but I hate you people. I hate you people who go out into the field and who can kill a deer, who can kill a caribou, kill elk, kill a squirrel, skin it, dress it, cook it up, and put it on your plate. I hate you. He says, quote, I get happy every time one of you faux macho accidentally shoots another one of you in the face. I mean, he despises middle America, John.
He absolutely does. He makes people who relish hunting, he makes people like me who know hunters and love hunters. He offends all of us, and he just lost his mind, and he just outed himself, and that's something Sarah Palin's great at. People rage at her, and they kind of prove themselves. They kind of reveal who they really are through when they think they're just attacking her. And my guess is that today he's not very glad he wrote that column.
Do you think anybody's giving him grief?
I mean,
people like us and internet commenters, but do you think Aaron Sorkin ran into anybody today that said, dude, what were you thinking yesterday?
I think that when people responded like I did and said, how can someone who enjoys illegal drugs say anything about someone who enjoys legal hunting? I think those arguments get under his skin, and obviously he's pretty easy to provoke.
Apparently.
Pretty easy to trouble because Palin certainly got under his skin.
Well, that was the other weird part of this article, and it was just weird. Like, in the middle of the article, he just says, all right, full disclosure, I abused cocaine, and I was arrested for it in April of 2001, and I just want to put it out there because I know people are going to say it anyway, so I'll be the first one to say it. This is an article about hunting.
Well, I have gone after him twice before, and I'm not trying to say that he was specifically talking about me like, I'm some sort of a big shot, but both times I've gone after him. I've brought up his illegal drug use because he's judging others' behavior, and who is someone who has imbibed in illegal drugs and funded evil through that habit. It's a big difference from prescription drug abuse. Someone who's funded evil people to talk about anybody else's behavior. So we've hit him with that before, and I'm sure others have. So I think he was trying to inoculate himself, but it just wasn't going to work. It just seemed very self-conscious. And I looked at it and I went, oh, this is obviously a weak spot. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, yeah, and you don't inoculate yourself simply by saying, yeah, I had a drug problem and yeah, I was arrested for it. If you're going to inoculate yourself from criticism for that, I don't know, you show remorse. You're able to put it in some sort of context. You don't just throw it out there and say, all right, trolls, you can't have this. I'm giving it to you first. You're right. He still sees himself on a higher moral plane, despite the human misery that takes place in the drug trafficking world that he, again, aided and abetted. He's still on a higher moral plane than a guy who went out in Ohio last weekend, shot a deer, and donated it to the local food pantry.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone who loves nature and loves animals and respects the cycle of life, so to speak, more than hunters. And I'm one of those people like Sorkin where I couldn't kill an animal. I shot a bird when I was like 13, and I'm still heartsick over it. But that doesn't mean I look at people who do that and think that they're immoral. It's just we're wired differently. It's not a judgment issue. And yeah, I mean, he thinks that he's on a higher moral plane than someone than hunters who love what they do, but also have a great respect and a great love for the wilderness and for animals and usually are the ones that are promoting making sure that we're not killing them indiscriminately for laughs, but in fact using them for food and whatnot.
Exactly. Well, John, again, I thank you for the great column yesterday. It was inspired. It was a lot of fun to read, particularly the star flowers popping off in Aaron Sorkin's head.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work, sir, and love to talk to you again very soon.